beautiful people of the internet. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully great, and welcome to top 5 rewards to get from the Sortie. Before I continue with the video any further, let's talk merch. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an online merch store. We're selling caps, hoodies, t-shirts and a whole bunch of extra stuff. If you would like to support me or the channel any further, go and buy some merch, and don't forget to tag me on my personal Instagram account at OneManArmyYigit or at OneManArmyYigit_merch, and we'll definitely do some shoutouts. And don't forget to spark and click the subscribe button for more Warframe videos. And without further ado, let's get this list on the road, shall we? So when it comes to Sortie, a lot of people will have a lot of mixed feelings about. Some people will be like, no, it is the worst thing to get, don't bother wasting your time. Other people will turn around and tell you that go and try it, because you never know what you can get. You can either get the best reward or you can get the worst reward, but unfortunately that is the way the cookie crumbles. So starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the Arcane Catalyst. So on this particular position I was going to include the Arcane Reactor, but I decided not to, because one, the Arcane Reactor is actually the worst reward to have, because at some point you're going to collect all the Warframes and you're going to slowly start to stockpile all of these reactors until DE decides to bring out a new frame. This is a useless item to have in your inventory. The opposite can be said to an Arcane Catalyst. As you guys know, across melee weapons, primary weapons and secondary melee weapons, there is about 800 plus minus choices you guys can use there, and when you guys have been using all these weapons, you'll definitely find something that you really enjoy using, and you obviously want to go and make it a lot more powerful. If you've been living under a rock, let me explain to you what this does. An Arcane Catalyst just doubles your mod capacity, meaning that you guys can have more mods in your weapon. The more mods you guys have, the more damage output you will do. On our number 4 spot, we have Riven Mods. Now, Riven Mods are actually a great way to make platinum, but here's the problem. Some of you guys are probably wondering, why is this particular item not at the very top? Well, let me explain. The bright side about Riven Mods is that you can make crazy amounts of platinum. In fact, it is probably the most sold item in Warframe's economy across the board. But here's the problem. Riven Mods are locked behind lots of patience, grinding and RNG. You first have to hope that you guys get the correct stats with the correct Riven, and hope and pray that, DE doesn't nerf these Riven Mods to the ground. That annoys me so much, because you grind so much, you put so much time into trying to make your weapons the best possible versions of themselves, and only for them to get lowered in disposition, and most importantly, they get lowered in price. So I don't like that. Rivens are just like BMWs, they depreciate so quickly. I recommend, if you guys get a very godly stat, like a godly Riven where you got 3 damage stats and 1 harmless negative, you are best bet off just going and selling that Riven, because at least the value of your platinum will not drop. The value of that Riven will drop. Moving on to our number 3 spot is we have 4000 Endo, or an I10 Sculpture from the Sortie. Excuse me. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering, why is this at number 3? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you guys. So obviously the best use for Endo is to go and make platinum. Endo is the best way that I go and make my platinum, and I prefer going after large amounts of Endo than going after particular Rivens. Why I say that is because I do not like dealing with RNG. I actually at one point had 3 Tiburon Rivens, and when the Tiburon Prime came out, I finally got the perfect stats, and I gave some to my friends. I spent about probably 4 or 5 million Kuva on that, and the amount of time that I put into trying to get those Rivens to the best possible versions of themselves, only for DE to take it from a disposition 5 to a disposition 1. So that's why I don't like to deal with that much RNG. Moving on to our number 2 spot is we have the 3-Day Booster. Now these 3-Day boosters can come in a variety of types. We've got ourselves a credit booster, a mod drop chance booster, a resource booster, and finally an affinity booster or experience booster. Now if you guys can get any type of these boosters, you're basically doing yourself a huge favor. But the mod or the booster type that I would like to get is the mod drop chance booster, and the reason for this is because, funny enough, Endo is not considered a resource, is actually considered a mod. So by you getting a 3-day mod drop booster or drop chance booster, you're basically going to have increased Endo drops for the next 3 days, and obviously you must take advantage of this and not take it to waste. And finally, on our number 1 spot, we have the legendary core. Now a lot of you guys who have been playing Warframe for a while probably guessed this, and the legendary core is probably the best item to get, because the moment that you guys get yourself a legendary core, this is basically the Sortie saying here is some platinum that you guys have earned, and legendary cores are going for around 120 to about 150 platinum. If you guys want to maximize your platinum resale value, what you guys can do is compare the platinum price of a legendary core to a primed mod that you're not using in the back market. And then, you know, obviously use the legendary mod to go and max out that prime mod, meaning that you guys can maximize your profits a little bit more. Now you guys may be wondering, what is a legendary core? The legendary core is by far the most rarest item to get in Warframe. Like in my entire Warframe career, I've only gotten 2. In fact, I've gotten so lucky that I've gotten 2 legendary cores back to back. So a legendary core basically bypasses you spending any form of resources to go and max out a mod. It doesn't matter how many levels this mod is, it can be a streamlined or it can be a primed mod. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys have liked the video or it's helped you in some way or form, remember to leave a like and don't forget to spot and click the subscribe button for more Warframe videos. I'm gonna make like a banana and split.